Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Monday night edition of the Silver Surge Sports Enthusiast Pop Culture Channel. I am, as I always have been, and always will be, your host, Silver Surge. And tonight's episode will feature some Arizona Coyotes paraphernalia. I had originally planned to be doing the Arizona Diamondbacks in a few pieces tonight, but I'm pretty pissed off at them right now, to be completely frank. I do not like the fact they are on a 3-week slump. They were a very, very good team about less than 3 weeks ago, actually. Yeah, they were the best team in baseball. Record-wise, they had an unbelievable series streak. They had won, I believe, 11 straight series before they finally got swept by the Washington Nationals at home. And that was unfortunate because I brought my cousin Logan to that game. Well, one of those 4 games, and they lost 2-1. And now they can't win a single game to save their lives. They've lost 11 of their last 12 games. Paul Goldschmidt has an ERA of 5.15, I believe, right now, if it hasn't gotten worse. And the entire team is cold. They cannot hit. The team is injury riddled, and they're pretty much, to put it bluntly, playing like absolute shit. I do not want to follow them right now. I know it makes me sound like a bandwagon fan, but I'm getting tired of turning my TV on and watching them score 1 to 2 runs a game and keep losing over and over and over and over again. So I'm not going to give up on them, but I'm not watching them currently because I'm very frustrated, and the bullpen has been absolute garbage. Andrew Chafin sucks. De La Rosa sucks, and I just do not care for their bullpen right now, aside from Archie Bradley, who has also been struggling as of late. So I'm going to tune into something a little bit more upbeat and happier, I guess. So excuse my saltiness at my own baseball team. Moving on now, I'm going to talk about the Coyotes. So tonight's episode features 2 bobbleheads from the Arizona Coyotes, and both were gotten on separate occasions. The first one is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He is the current team captain of the Coyotes after Shane Doan retired last season. So I got the Oliver Ekman-Larsson bobblehead at a Coyotes game that was, I believe, in January or February, one of the two, and it was against the Edmonton Oilers. So it was really cool to get this piece. I really do like Oliver Ekman-Larsson as a player, even though he had a very horrible year this year. He had a really down year, but this bobblehead, as it is really well put together. The detail work is pretty nice on this one. You can see the 5 o'clock shadow on his face, as mine, and he's got this little comb over slick piece of hair that's looking there, and it looks really cool. He's got the new Coyotes uniforms with the black shoulder bands, I guess, and it's got his team captain. Actually, no, it doesn't, but it has the A patch on, and it says here on the bottom Oliver Ekman-Larsson, obviously, and it's on Arizona Coyotes insignia plate stand, and it's presented by Gila River Hotel and Casinos. And yeah, so this is pretty much the Oliver Ekman-Larsson bobblehead. I really do like it. It's got his nameplate in the back here. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. My camera will focus. There we go. That's a clean shot of it. 23, Ekman-Larsson. So yeah, so this is the Oliver Ekman-Larsson bobblehead. The only downside to this bobblehead was I didn't get to see them win. They lost 4-2 to the Oilers, but it was still an entertaining game. The funny thing, though, about this bobblehead is I went with my parents and I ended up getting 3, and then an old couple, when we were going to our seats, they just randomly stopped me and said, "Hey, do you like bobbleheads?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And they just gave me theirs because they said their children and their grandkids were too old and they didn't care about sports collectibles, so they didn't want them, so they just gave them to me, and I was like, okay, sure. So I ended up with 5 again, just kind of like the Archie Bradley bobblehead situation a couple weeks ago when I went to that baseball game and got 5 Archie Bradleys, and so I ended up selling one of them to a friend of mine for like 21 bucks, I think. And then the other one I ended up trading with another friend. He had a bobblehead that I was looking for at a different Coyotes game. It was Jake Lamb of the D-backs, and he was in a Coyotes uniform, kind of like the Larry Fitzgerald one that I showed in a prior video. I'll share that bobblehead in an up and coming video. But so I ended up doing a trade. One of the Oliver Ekmans for that Jake Lamb bobblehead. So I was able to trade one and sell one, and then now I have my 3. I have 1 on display, and then I have 2 in storage. So So that was pretty cool, and yeah, it's a really, really nice piece of my Coyotes collection, and I really do enjoy this, as I do most of all of my pieces. The second one I'm going to share is this was also given out at a game. I believe this was 2 years ago. I did not attend this game, but I know it was against the San Jose Sharks. And this is legendary player and captain Keith Tkachuk, and I believe he was from the original squad in the 90s that Shane Doan was brought over from Canada when they were previously the Winnipeg Jets. And yeah, so this is the old Kachina Coyotes uniform that Tkachuk is wearing when they had the throwbacks that they used to do too. So this is a really neat uniform. It's got the nice designs on the shoulder pads and at the end of the jersey, and it's got green, black, and maroon. Tkachuk's holding his stick up high, and obviously it says his name at the bottom, Tkachuk, and it's presented by Cox Communications, and it's got his name played on the back, as does the Oliver Ekman-Larsson #7. So the only problem with this one was that it does not bobble very well at all, and I think that's just because there's a bunch of glue inside his head, and I'll still have to look at that. But yeah, I can poke and move his head all I want, but it does not bobble very well at all. So unfortunately, he's more of a statue than a bobblehead at this point. So I'll have to work on him. But either way, though, it's a really cool piece to have in my collection. And to wrap up, I have both the past and the present. I got Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Keith Tkachuk. So these two were pretty cool pieces to have. And then oh yeah, in the Tkachuk, I didn't get it a game. I bought this from a I want to say a pawn shop. It was like this little thrift store called Man Cave, and it's off of Cave Creek Road here in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's at the edge of a little stretch of road by like a little mini mountain thing, I guess. And not important, but it's really cool because this shop they have sports bobbleheads. Then I check pretty frequently to see if they update their stock, which they don't really actually that much. But they also have like jerseys, they have banners, and they have posters and all sorts of knickknacks. They have mugs and beer steins, and they don't just have sports stuff too. They have furniture, they have posters, they have even a street light I saw in there once, an old retired street light for some reason. They have like M&M toys, they have cars. They have a lot of stuff, honestly. It's a pretty cool little shack. Well, not even I wouldn't even call it a shack. It's just a little shop. It's a two-story shop, and that's where I got the Kachuk bobblehead. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You never know what you'll find in shops like those. So now I've been addicted, and I go back every so often to see if they get anything new. And they do, but not very often. It's really rare that they get new stuff in. So anyway, that pretty much concludes this video, and I guess I'll wrap it up for the evening, and hopefully I'll be in higher spirits the next time I talk to you guys, and my baseball team will stop sucking. All right, well, everybody have a great rest of your evening. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe at the very bottom. That would go a long way in helping me improve this channel. As always, I'm your host, Silver Surge. All right, everybody, you have a great rest of your night. God bless, and I'll see you next time.